Those that rely on cold outreach, ridiculous guarantees, and world-class offers to try and land clients for their social media marketing agency only do so because they have to compensate for the fact that they have a weak audience and thus they have no leverage. This quote perfectly encompasses what we're going to be talking about in today's video, because I'm going to be breaking down exactly why your offer for your marketing agency or your coaching business is not actually the thing that's keeping you broke and stopping you from closing clients. It's actually your audience, or should I say lack thereof. So let me explain. Firstly, why am I actually making this video? Well, to me, it's become abundantly clear that all these gurus are getting richer and richer day by day by selling you guys on inbound systems where you go watch their content, they build a massive audience, they build a brand, you then go and buy their programs and you enrich them further and further. Whereas you guys stay poor trying to do the direct opposite of what they just sold you on, which is cold outreach. That's why I'm breaking down this in today's video. Now, I'm not saying that selling a program or buying a mentorship program or anything like that, or even selling a course is a bad thing. In fact, quite the contrary. I actually believe that selling a program or mentorship on something that you already are adept in, or you have a skill in, an actual real skill, as long as you know what you're talking about and the actual thing works and you can get people results with your online courses or your mentorship program, you should go and sell those things. So I'm not necessarily saying that that in itself inherently is a bad thing or a scam, as long as, and that's the key phrase, as long as you know what you're doing, what you're selling, and it actually works. I mean, we're all grown up here on this particular channel. You guys know me. I personally am closing in on cracking my first 100k months, and I can genuinely say without a shadow of a doubt, if it weren't for courses, mentors, mentorship programs, just information products in general, there would be no Montel Gordon on the internet. That's literally where I have learned, built myself up as a man, built myself up as an entrepreneur, and learned the skills that I really needed to in order to succeed in business. So I'm not saying that selling programs or courses is a bad thing. And if you're wondering, I personally would go as far as saying that building a coaching business, a online course business, an education company in general, info product, I think those are some of the best business models online. I sure as hell have made a lot of money. And you guys, if you have very crucial skills that you're actually skilled in, like I said, you can go about making those businesses work. My problem starts arising when you actually start taking a look at what's going on in the market. 90% of these gurus that you're listening to, whether it's social media marketing agency, online coaches, that sort of stuff, just on YouTube, I've noticed that 90% of them are getting really, really, really rich by selling inefficient, ineffective, outdated methods of making money online. That's where my problem actually lies. I mean, if you watch any guru on SMMA on YouTube for any amounts of time, you'll start seeing that they pretty much all say the same kind of like three main talking points as to why you can't scale your agency to 10K per month and why you'll never make it past like 10, 15, 20K. So they all end up saying the same three things. Number one is that you have to have a very strong offer, which then leads you guys to trying to find some sort of unsaturated niche or come up with some really ridiculous guarantee to try and differentiate yourselves and stand out. The second thing that they spout is that you have to do a whole bunch of cold outreach to total strangers to try and close clients and sell them on a service for like $1,000, $2,000 per month plus. And the third thing that they say, and I've observed this myself and it's quite funny to watch, is they'll blame you for not being at 10K per month simply due to the fact that you haven't done enough outreach. Now, we know that consistency plays a huge game, but there is a fine line between, just spamming out cold outreach and actually working on an efficient client attraction system. Now, don't get me wrong, each three of these points actually make sense because they all sound logical and sound like they have some inherent truth in them. And I would say 10% of it does actually hold weight and hold water. However, I would say for the 90% of people watching this, you're never going to scale an agency to 10K per month if you solely focus on these three things. Here's why. Because everybody focuses on these three things. When that happens, it creates a very, very red, messy ocean. Now, let's actually dissect each three of these points, because these points really did work and they were really effective back in like 2017 times. Let's break down each one of these three things in step by step so you guys can understand why I'm making this video and what you should do instead. So number one, We all know we need to have a strong offer. That is just business 101. In fact, we've all read Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers books. We all have a guarantee now. And we pretty much have read business book after business book, watch course after course. And this is always where you start. You pick a niche, you pick an offer. So I'm not saying that having a strong offer is a bad thing, not whatsoever. I'm saying that the problem starts to arise when everybody starts reading the same books, $100 million offers by Alex Hormozi, or listening to the same gurus online. And we all start creating offers that are stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. All that does is lead to a very slippery slope to the bottom. For example, there are agency owners out there right now that are offering to, generate 90 leads in 30 days, or we give you a full money refund. And on top of that refund, we give you $500 for, wasting your time. Well, in order to compete with that in the same niche, for example, somebody's going to come up with a very similar offer where they're offering maybe 100 leads and $600 back. And then the next idiot that comes along is going to offer something even greater, maybe 120 leads in the same time frame, and they give over $700. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard me mention this on my channel before. So what ends up happening is it's almost like a slippery slope to the bottom. And I call this the point of diminishing returns. We've hit a point where, and I can actually remember this going back 5-6 years, almost 6 years ago at this point, where nobody was offering guarantees. And all of a sudden now, everybody's not only just offering one guarantee, but they're offering 2 guarantees. I've also noticed that this also has a few problems that arise within itself. As in, when you start offering guarantees like this, you start attracting sucky leads, especially when you use it in your ads and your marketing and even your outreach messages. You start attracting clients that are only there to work with you because they know they have some sort of cop out if things don't go well. That basically means it puts a lot of pressure on you, and the clients that you're actually working with are kind of like last resort clients that are coming to you because they know that you have a guarantee, and if all hell breaks loose, they have some sort of, guarantee in the background and refund policy so they can get their money back out of it. So I've noticed it actually attracts low quality clients that are headache clients that are kind of desperate. And if you don't believe me, here's a dude that's done over 8,000 outreach to a singular niche, and he still hasn't landed a single paying client. In fact, the only client he's been able to land is a free trial client where he is actually paying his client's ad spend. He's done 3 months of work, 8,000 outreach, and he's actually lost money. He's not even made a single penny. At that point, it starts to become a question of, well, what's his offer? Well, if you actually take a look at what his offer is, he's, number one, willing to work for free, and he's actually willing to pay his client's ad spend. So let me ask you this. How are you going to beat an offer like that? You see the point I'm trying to make? We've hit a point of diminishing returns. There's always going to be somebody who's willing to do more than you for less than you. Now, the second and third talking points these gurus always bring up in conversation as to how you should start an agency and scale it to 10K per month is all about cold outreach and being consistent with your cold outreach. So getting good at cold outreach and being consistent with that good cold outreach, which is fair enough. It sounds logical, but let me ask you this. What do you really reckon would happen if Iman Gadzhi took to his YouTube channel and released a singular one video that was 10 minutes long, explaining how he's now reopening his marketing agency in the e-commerce space, and his price is $7,000 to work with him if you want some Facebook ads doing, if you're an e-commerce brand owner? Do you really reckon Iman Gadzhi would need to send a single cold outreach message? Do you really reckon Iman Gadzhi would need to offer a guarantee or a refund or some crazy amount of leads that he needs to generate in a certain time frame, and he gives you money on top of that? Do you really reckon he would need to do that? Or do you reckon he would just sell out straight away? Well, the answer is obvious. He would sell that out immediately. Even if his price was $7,000, even if he literally publicly stated, we do not offer a guarantee, we do not offer a refund, and we charge $7,000. He could literally have no website, just a book call page on his YouTube channel. Now, what is the difference between you and Iman Gadzhi? The actual word you're looking for is leverage. Iman Gadzhi has built himself up a fantastic audience, and there's going to be many, many hundreds, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people in there that are in the e-commerce space watching this guy, because he's built a brand up in the finance niche, and a lot of e-commerce brand owners probably, if not undoubtedly, I would say, watch his channel. So he could literally create one YouTube video whilst you're doing 6,000 outreach a day, and he would still beat you. He would offer no guarantee, offer no refunds. He could charge any price he pretty much wanted and he would still sell out effortlessly. And the reason for that is because of leverage. Now, this to me alone disproves the idea and the mantra that you need to do lots of cold outreach and you need to have a very strong offer or even be good at cold outreach and have a good script when it comes to cold outreach in order to land clients. It just disproves that. If that was the case, why would Iman Gaji be able to create one video and literally sell out his entire agency? Let's say you got 20 spots open at 7K each. That's literally 140K per month agency to be able to build probably from one, maybe even 3 videos, literally. And again, this is all due to the fact that Iman Gaji has leverage and you don't. The reason why he has leverage is because he spent ungodly amounts of time building himself a warm audience. He's been able to turn attention into income. And if you can start understanding that, then you'll start playing the game at those sorts of levels. And again, if you don't believe a word I'm saying, here's a $7,000 payment I made to a mentor on the 4th of September to join his program. I reached out to him. He didn't reach out to me. There was no cold outreach exchange. I didn't even get on a call with him. I actually messaged him at like 12:30 a.m. at night because I had a problem. I'd been watching him for quite a while on YouTube, and I said, you know what? It's time for me to enroll into his program and learn some more. I put my ego aside, messaged him. So I was a warm inbound lead. I asked him, how much is the program? Will it help me? He sent over, a couple messages, didn't even send me a voice note. I could probably have been talking to a VA at that point. He then sent me over the invoice. I paid him $7,000 right there and then through Instagram DMs. Didn't even have a call with him. Never spoke to the guy before, face to face. And now I'm in his program and being able to make, a ridiculous ROI on that investment. And again, no cold outreach messages were exchanged. And there were literally zero offer being presented to me. It was all just through his middle of funnel and his content on YouTube and social media. So to end this video, it honestly just isn't your offer. If that was the case, why is it that somebody like Iman Gaji could literally take blank t-shirts, blank black t-shirts, and just print the words monk mode on it and go on to sell thousands of those a month, literally? It's because you need to build leverage. Your offer should, in my opinion, come secondary to your audience, because if you have a strong offer and nobody knows about it, you're never going to make money. But if you've got a strong audience and a really shit offer, you will always make money. Even if it's a little bit, you'll still make money and you'll still be ahead of the person that has a really strong offer. And that's a fact. And to further strengthen my point, I personally have just made over $73,000 in the last 32 days. And I've sent absolutely zero cold outreach messages, not a single email, not a single cold call, not a single Instagram cold DM in over 12 months flat. I just watched a recent video of a guy and he was explaining how he's been able to scale his agency to 100K per month. And it sounded cool at first because he was breaking down how he's been able to do that through only cold emails. And I was very intrigued until the point he said that he's had to send over 100,000 cold emails in a period of 6 months. That's 16,000 plus emails every single month for 6 months straight. And if you guys are familiar with how the cold email system works and how buying burner domains works, you realistically don't want to be sending more than 50 emails a day per domain, or you can get blacklisted very, very quickly. Above 50 emails a day, you start getting into kind of like dangerous territories and your emails just get blacklisted, genuinely speaking. Which means just to send out 16,600 emails, he's probably sending around 50 emails per domain a day. And if you do the maths on that, that works out to be over 320 email domains that you need to buy. No, that's not a typo. I actually did the maths. Go check it out yourselves. That basically means you need to spend, and if it's, $10 per domain, that's literally 3.2K just on domains alone. And don't forget that for each one of those domains, you have to purchase Google Workspace for $6 a month. So the last time I checked, 320 domains times $6 works out to be $1,920 just on workspace fees alone. That's not even including labor costs or any sort of scraping leads kind of costs. Then if you actually do factor in how much it's going to cost you to scrape leads, you're going to need 16,000 leads a month scraped by either a VA or some tool. And even if it costs you only 10 cents per lead, If you take the 10 cents times it by 16,000, it works out to be 1.6K just in costs alone. So your total cost for a system like this works out to be 1.9K plus the 1.6K, bringing you out to around 3.5K a month in costs. Now, if you really want to get technical about it, you have to take that 3.5K and you multiply it by 6, because this guy's done 6 months worth of outreach, which sounds cool, scaling the agency to 100K per month, until you realize that that actually is going to cost you 21.1K in expenses just for scraping leads and paying for Google Workspace. How crazy is that? And like I said, I've not even factored in certain other costs, such as the cost of like Lemlist accounts, Instantly.ai accounts. I even factored in cost associated with Never Bounce and making sure that each one of those domains are verified. On top of all of that, I've not even factored in the fact that this guy probably has media buyers and a team to help him run all of this, or even sales reps to actually go into this, which basically means out of that 100K revenue, he's probably bringing home maybe 40 to 50-ish K out of the 100K. Maybe 60 at best. And now, no offense to the guy that I'm referring to, because that's quite impressive to build an agency like that. But when you start comparing it and contrasting it to something like what I'm doing and the systems that I'm trying to bring to you guys, you'll start to see that, damn, I really do have a good system. Especially due to the fact that the system that he's using is so much more expensive, so much more inefficient, so much more time consuming, and not to mention that even in his own video, he says that out of the 100,000 emails he's been able to send and have opened, only 600-ish people are actually interested. So he sent 100,000 emails and only 600 people got back with a positive reply. In contrast, I've only spent $2,190 on a singular ad that I recorded one time, and I've not touched it since. And I dropped around 10 YouTube videos, which in turn allowed me to generate over 73K in literally 32 days flat, with 95% profit margins, with just me and a single video editor. That's it. And here's the craziest thing about my actual ad itself. As a byproduct of running that one ad, I've been able to generate over 1,429 warm new followers that are real people and they're qualified to my Instagram following. Now, these people might not buy right here, right now, but they're going to follow me. They're going to watch my daily stories. They're going to check out my middle of funnel content. They're going to ask me for certain resources, and they're eventually going to become warm over time as they follow me on social media. They're going to watch my reels, soak up my content, and they're going to probably subscribe to this YouTube channel where they watch my longer form content and end up becoming inbound clients. And just so you know, most of my actual YouTube videos only get around 800 to maybe 1.5-ish K likes per video, and I've dropped about 10 of them. So no, most of my money isn't coming from YouTube. It's actually coming from ads. Although if they did, most of my money came from YouTube, it would be actually more impressive than running an ad. That basically means clients for free. So again, it's not your offer that's the problem. It's the fact that you have no audience, you have a lack of audience, and you're trying to approach people with cold outreach. So for those that are running agencies, or you're running a coaching business / consulting business, and you're trying to scale to that 30K to 50K per month mark, what I recommend you do is subscribe here to this YouTube channel and make sure you specifically check out this secret playlist on my channel. By doing so, it's going to teach you the in-depth version of how you actually can build out your first ads to start attracting clients for your coaching offers, for your services, for your agency, as well as how to do that organically as well. Or if you want my help with this directly, DM me the word audience on Instagram. By the way, my Instagram is @Montel, spelled with 2 L's, .Gordon. So Montel.Gordon. It's the only one with the blue tick. Be careful, there are fake accounts out there. Or if you just directly want to speak with me on a call, feel free to click the link below and book in a call anytime that suits you, and we'll jump on and genuinely see if I can install a system like this into your business and help you scale past, that 30K to 50K per month mark with your agency, or even your coaching business if you're a coach watching this. That being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Really contemplate on what I'm saying in this video. Go out there and start building what I like to call a hybrid personal brand. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.